Continue Paññā Pāramī, perfection of wisdom. Before giving in talk, we will pay respect to Buddha, the owner of Dhamma, by reciting Namo Tassa 3 times. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Okay, we will start about Paññā Pāramī talk. So today we are reaching the type of wisdom, the types of wisdom. So wisdom, the characteristics of wisdom is knowing. But what is object? Knowing what? In the Atthasālinī commentary, in the Abhidhamma commentary, knowing Four Noble Truth. Knowing Four Noble Truth is wisdom. So it is related to Vipassanā, related to attainments. But that definition is called Ukkaṭṭhanaya, Ukkaṭṭha method. Ukkaṭṭha method means saying the highest one. Something like in the Buddha's quality. So there is one quality, Sattva Deva Manusana. The Buddha is the teacher of human and Deva. Deva and human. So didn't say the teacher of animals. But the Buddha can be the teacher of animals also. Not just the teacher of Deva and human. But the Deva and human are higher being. So if the teacher of a higher being, no need to say the teacher of animals, the teacher of lower beings. So this kind of teaching is called Ukkaṭṭhanaya. Ukkaṭṭhanaya, Ukkaṭṭha method. So the highest way, using higher ones. So it means knowing everything is wisdom, not just knowing Four Noble Truth. But the definition in the commentary is using a kind of method is called Ukkaṭṭha. So in the Abhidhamma Pāli, Ñāṇavibhāga, it is mentioned thinking made wisdom, listening made wisdom. So there are some definitions about that. Not only knowing Four Noble Truth, knowing other things is also wisdom. Because of those teaching, so definition in the commentary is just Ukkaṭṭha method. So if we use this method, this grammar will taking meaning. So two books are united. Two books are the same idea. So only saying way is different. So in the Abhidhamma Pāli, so there are some kind of object of wisdom, kammāyatana. Kammāyatana is the cause of living, the cause of livelihood, A kind of jobs. It is called kammāyatana. So with wisdom, we can learn those things. So next one is sippāyatana. Sippāyatana is a kind of arts, education, which is the cause of living. So it is called sippāyatana. So what is the differences between kammāyatana and sippāyatana? So without learning in a special way, without learning especially, if you can learn something, it is called kammāyatana. So by learning, if you have some kind of arts, so it is called sippāyatana. Those are the objects of wisdom. So about those living, so here mentioned some are lower jobs, some are higher jobs. It is mentioned in the ancient. So like carpenters, those are lower jobs. It is mentioned. If someone doing farming, trading, this is higher jobs. So in the same way about the arts, so doing bamboo mat, doing clothing, it is lower jobs. Mathematics, writing, those are higher jobs. It is mentioned. May not be the same idea with the nowadays. So, but anyway, have this kind of things. So there is kammāyatana, there is sippāyatana. So another thing is there is vijjhāṭhana. Vijja also a kind of education. It's we have to learn. So it is speaking. Have to learn with the mouth, not bodily learning, verbally learning, like a mantra or something, Veda or speaking. Those education is called vijjhāṭhana. All these are the objects of wisdom. So some are easy to learn, some are difficult to learn. Anyway, if someone wants to accumulate wisdom, so need to learn everything, like a bodhisattva, life after life. He may learn this and that education. He may try to know all as a bodhisattva who wishes to be Buddha, who wishes to get omniscient knowledge. After that, in the book, mentioned the cause of wisdoms, how to increase our wisdoms. So, number one, paribhojjhikata, asking question, akana. So, if we wish to get wisdom, we need to ask question. So, some people clever about something. You should ask those questions. Some are clever in Vinaya, so you should ask Vinaya questions. Someone is clever about the Saudanda, you may ask about the Saudanda. And like that. So some people in some education, they are special. You may ask a question, they can explain very easily. So because of this, to get wisdom, you should ask a question. So it is one cause to increase wisdom. And next one is Vattu Visatta Kiriya. So to be clean internally and externally. So in the body, we need to be clean, cutting your nail, cutting your hair, cutting mustache, beards. But Chinese wise people have a lot of a lot of prayers. They pull the prayers and think like that. So maybe it is a Chinese wise people. Here mentioned do we clean body? So cutting hair, cutting nails, cutting mustache, prayers, so taking shower, washing clothes, so changing bed sheets, so throwing rubbish, so cleaning house, like that. So here giving a simile, how to say, to get a clean fire, so the candle need to be clean, so the oil need to be clean. So if those are clean, the light, the fire will be clean. So because of this, to have a pure wisdom, to have a more wisdom, we need to clean our body and surrounding things. So sometimes when a bodhisattva have a difficult question to answer, what you usually do is so eating good food, lying down on a good bed. So I'd rather think about that question. So may get an answer. So cleaning also the cause of wisdom. Next one is making into balance, controlling faculties. So what are controlling faculties? Saddha-indriya, faith, viriya-indriya, effort, samadhi-indriya, concentration, Paññā-indriya, wisdom, Saddha-indriya, mindfulness. So those things need to balance. Some people, a lot of faith they have. So if so, to reduce faith or to try to increase wisdom, so in this way, trying to balance. If you believe everything, so sometimes it may go wrong ways, may believe in wrong things. So you're trying to reduce. So you should think or reflect, use wisdom to be balanced. So if a lot of faith they have, may believe in wrong way, in wrong things, it is not real faith. So at that time, other factor is may not work. Wisdom may not work, effort may not work, concentration may not work because of very strong faith. So in this way, faith is to balance with the wisdom. So some people have a lot of faith, and no wisdom. So some people a lot of wisdom, no faith. So for them, like a kind of disease caused by medicine, difficult to be cured. So those people may say, "Oh, dana has two types. One is a chirana, the other one is a property." So if there is a good mind, good chirana, you will be good. No need to donate any property like that. So they may say in this way, yeah, good saying, but they will not do dana, they will not have a kusala, not really working. Some people say, oh, if you know how to meditate, sleeping in place also can be meditation center. If you don't have a good mind, if you don't know how to practice meditation center also sleeping in place. So They say in this way, something they are saying is correct, but not really work. Sleeping in place is for the sleeping, you know, after meditating a few minutes, when you want to sleep, without opening eye, without doing anything, just lying down and sleep. Oh, very good, to sleep. This is for sleeping in place. So in the same way, in the meditation center, maybe in a group is sitting, other people may know, so don't dare to sleep, although they want to sleep. So yeah, some people has a lot of wisdom. They can say this and that things. So to admonish them, it will be very difficult, like a kind of disease caused by medicine, difficult to be cured. So in the same way, Viriya and Samadhi need to be balanced. So if someone has a lot of Viriya, Saddha, faith may not work. Other faculties also may not work. So at that time, to stay peacefully, to increase concentration is important. So like some people working a lot, day and night. So their mind is not peaceful. They will not improve really because they need to stay peacefully sometimes. So because of this, at the work, we may rest Sunday and Saturday like that to be peaceful. Nowadays, so some people say need to rest 4 days a week. So very good. So like that, sometimes we need some period to stay peacefully. So at that time, knowledge will arise. So what is good and what is not good? And those times may appear in the mind. So sometimes we need to stay peacefully when we have a lot of effort. So Viriya effort is need to be balanced with the concentration. If someone has peacefulness and working, it is okay. Just working, not peaceful, it is not okay. So some people, yeah, working a lot, so a lot of effort, but not peaceful. Later, they will not have a good result. They will relinquish their job, and they may want to do this and that. So outrage will arise. Some people, a lot of concentration, but no working, no viriya, no effort. So seem to be peaceful, actually become lazy one. So no improve. So because of this, concentration effort need to be balanced, especially for the meditators. So it is very important. So the meditator have to work by mind. If the mind is balanced, we take whatever object peacefully, so we can maintain those objects. Next one is sati, remembrance or mindfulness. For that, no need to be balanced with anything. So the more you have, the better you will be. So here it is like a salt needed in every curry. So in the book say, so salt is needed for every curry. In the same way, sati is needed for every mind, because without remembering, without mindfulness, we cannot make efforts, we cannot fit in, or we cannot know the object, so we cannot concentrate. So mindfulness or remembrance is always needed. And next factor is avoiding the person with no wisdom. With no wisdom. So If you want to get wisdom, you need to avoid those people. Those people don't know everything. What is the five aggregates? What is the 12 bases? What is the nama rupa? They will not know anything. You cannot ask anything. So this is about the Dhamma learning. So if you want to learn worldly conditions, worldly things, the same. Some people have a lot of knowledge. Whatever you ask, they can answer. Some people cannot. So next factor, associating with the one who has wisdom. So in this case, so who has wisdom is the person who has Udayabhya Ñāṇa, Udayabhya knowledge. Udayabhya knowledge is the one who know arising, perishing, rising, vanishing. So it is the highest wisdom, the best wisdom. It is also using Ukkaṭṭha method. Ukkaṭṭha method. So based on what you learn, so you need to approach the person who know those education. So you can get wisdom from him. But knowing rising and vanishing is very important. Can produce the best happiness, nibbana. Can stop so suffering, cycle or rebirth. So for the Bodhisattva, he has listened many things. He has thought. He have used Ñāṇavibhāga, thinking and knowledge. So there are some sutta mentioned. One is Kalama Sutta from the Anguttara Nikaya. So in that sutta, people asked the Buddha. So in their place, many teachers come and teach. So sometimes they have different ideas how we should learn. So at that time, the Buddha suggests them so to use Ñāṇavibhāga knowledge, thinking knowledge, which is beneficial. So you should think. You follow something which is beneficial. In the same way, in the Abhidhamma Pāli Jataka. So in that Jataka, Bodhisattva is a university teacher. He approached one village. In that village, no one passed away in the young time. In their relatives, no one passed away in the young time. What is the cause? The university teacher asked it. At that time, one of the reason is they listen every teaching. After that, they think. So if it is a good teaching, they will follow. They will practice. If it is not good, they won't follow. So because of that, they are not. They don't pass away in a younger time. This is one cause. So in those jatakas, the Buddha encouraged to use Ñāṇavibhāga knowledge. So to get knowledge, to get wisdom, we need to listen a lot. We need to ask a question, and we need to think. So about the approaching or associating the wise man. What is approaching? What is associating? So in the Mingala Sutta, so the blessing mentioned first and second, asevana cha balana, no associating foolish. Panditana cha sevana, associating the wise. So what is associating? So just going into foolish, so it is not breaking that blessing. So taking their view, practicing their practice, it is associating. In the same way, staying with the wise, just staying with the wise is not associating. Trying to get their knowledge, trying to get their Dhamma, it is associating. So here mentioned in this way. So next one, Gambhira Ñāṇa Chariya Vishya Vakana. So reflecting deep knowledge. Reflecting deep knowledge means if we want to get a lot of knowledge, yeah, we should not afraid to think deeply. So need to think something deep, like about the materialities, about the mentalities, cause and effect, rising and perishing. We need to learn, we need to think. Those should be our object if we want to accumulate knowledge. So like that. Some people may learn a lot, but when they have a difficult question, they don't want to think about, reject, or I'm not clever for that. So not trying to find. So many teachers have different ways. Some people learn a lot, but don't want to think. Some people learn and check everything, want to know everything, want to think, ask a question. Some are quiet. So based on that, their knowledge can be different. Some people want to decide this and that, what is right, what is wrong. So some are not like that. So if we want to accumulate wisdom, so we need to learn something deep. So we need to make a decision. We need to learn. So if so, the wisdom will increase. And next one, dadati modata. So inclining to have wisdom. Although standing, lying down, walking, so sitting, so trying to have wisdom and wish to be the wise, like that. So I wish to be the wise. Some people hold them out prayers. What they think is it is connecting with the prayer is connecting with the mustache or not. So this is a Burmese joke. Because when we see Chinese movie in a young time, the wise Chinese men, they pull their bear when they think. So we add the word, oh, is it connecting with mustache or not? So we say like that. So, okay, one thing is inclination. So those are the cause of wisdom. So about the wisdom, the Buddha, so wisdom can work many places. For example, as a adipati, Vipassanā adipati. So adipati is a kind of king working in our body. So as a king, so if someone have a wisdom, if someone have a wisdom as a king, so we'll finish every job led by wisdom. Some people use wisdom or knowledge. So Vipassanā adipati. So there are four adipati. Some are use desire, some are use wisdom, some are use effort, some are use consciousness. So they may have a different kin in their body. So some people have a lot of energy. How they think is I have energy, I'm a work, I'm trying to get like that. Some people has a lot of wisdom, so they use wisdom. So wisdom can work as a deputy, as a king. Next one is wisdom can work as a indriya, controlling faculties. About the knowing, so indriya, wisdom is like a small king in the knowing case, not in the other case. So Adhipati and Indriya is something different. Adhipati is like a universal monarch, will lead all. But Indriya is in their town, in their country, he is a king, like that, in their village. So there are some examples. I am also a kind of Indriya, can control about the seeing. Here is a kind of Indriya, a kind of king, small king about the listening. So like that. So Paññā can work as a deputy chief king, universal monarch. So Paññā can work as an Indriya. So in the Abhidhamma book, as I remember, Paññā can work as a bala, power, energy. So Paññā is a kind of energy, a kind of power. So if someone has a wisdom, so have energy in him. So Paññā also can work as an enlightenment factors. So if we have a Paññā, it can be enlightenment factor. So Paññā is in the Eightfold Noble Path, Samadhi. So Paññā can work as a path, which can make a way to go to good destination, to go to Nirvana. So as a enlightenment factors. Paññā can be 80 Bhada, the base of power, the foundation of power can work as a 80 Bhada. So Paññā can work in many places as an enlightenment factor, as a foundation of power, as a controlling faculty, as a path, Eightfold Noble Path. So for the Paññā Pāramī, so if we approach as a Abhidhamma, so not the Paññā in every mind moment, in every citta. So for the Paññā Pāramī, Paññā is Paññā associated with the 13 wholesome citta. 13 wholesome citta. So it means not included mere action, not included in the Vipaka mind. So in the Kiriya Citta, Paññā is only for the Arahanta, not for the ordinary. So it should not be Paññā Pāramī. In the Vipaka mind, it is just quiet mind as a resultant mind. So no need to fulfill Paññā Pāramī. Because of this, Paññā Pāramī means Paññā associated with the wholesome mind, which is mundane. Not all the Paññā, not in the Paññā in the supramundane. So we may go next. Okay, next chapter. Next chapter is how to fulfill wisdom. So how the Bodhisattva fulfill wisdom. Wisdom is like a light, can dispel darkness of delusion. So opposite of delusion, opposite of darkness. So Bodhisattva practice diligently to get wisdom about the knowledge, about the jhana. So if someone has a jhana, there is wisdom. If someone learns this and that, so can get wisdom. So Bodhisattva trying to dispel unhappiness, which is the cause of delusion. trying to dispel laziness, trying to dispel stretching, yawning, which is the cause of delusion. Learn knowledge, learn jhana. In this way, collect knowledge. So, for the Suddhamaya, listening made knowledge. So accumulate listening knowledge about the learning. So about the 5 aggregates. What are 5 aggregates? What are 12 ayatanas, bases? What are 18 dhatus? What are 4 noble truths? What are 22 indriyas? What are paticca samuppadas? What are satipatthana, samapatthana, iddhipada, indriya, bojjhanga, mekka, etc. So, enlightenment factors. What is a kusala? What is a akusala? What is a fault? What is no fault? What is a black? What is white? What is a purity? What is a dirty? So, in the same way, about the worldly conditions, so Milan, Vedas, Milan, mathematics, mantras. So, by knowing, by using Ubaya Kosana. Ubaya Kosana is being clever about the way, about the causes. So, it is called Ubaya Kosana, a kind of knowledge, knowing the cause. So, how we need to learn one education? What is the cause? So, knowing it in this way is Ubaya Kosana Ñāṇa, a kind of knowledge which is being clever about the ways, about the causes. So, Bodhisattva using that knowledge, learn this and that wisdoms. So, for example, one time Bodhisattva approached Vedabha Brahmana. So, Vedabha Brahmana. Vedabha Brahmana know Vedabha mantra, which you can make money. So, if that Brahmana recite a mantra from the sky, so jewelry, rain of a jewel falling down. So a lot of jewels fall down from the sky. You can take. So that mantra is called Vedabha mantra. One Brahmin knew that mantra. So Bodhisattva approached him. So at that time, on the way, group of thieves caught Vedabha Brahmana, teacher and disciple, together with the Bodhisattva. Their way is, if they catch a teacher, release a disciple to find the money, how to say, kidnapping. So they do. So if they catch a mother and son, maybe catch a mother, release a son, get money, make it free, like that. So in the same way, this time Bodhisattva and his Brahmin caught by thieves. So thieves relieve Bodhisattva and hold Vedabha Brahmin. So at that time, Bodhisattva told Vedabha Brahmin, please don't recite mantra. I will get money. You wait just 2 or 3 days. So I will make you free. But when Bodhisattva finding money, trying to get money, so at that time, the planet in the sky is suitable to recite mantra. So right time. So at that time, the Brahmin told the thieves, without listening Bodhisattva's word, why you catch me? Oh, we catch because of money. So if you want to get money, if you want to get wealth, you release me, take a shower me, use a perfume or flower like that, decorate me. So at that time, they do. Tips did, as the Brahmins said. So after that, Brahman recite mantra. So jewels from the sky, so falling down. So many tips are taking in those things. They get a lot of wealth. So after that, another group of thieves come and fight to get those wealth. So at that time, why you want to fight with our group? No, I also want to get those wealth. If you want to get wealth, you don't need to fight with us. You take this Brahman. This Brahman no mantra. So when he recites, you will get a lot of wealth. So another group of thieves catch the Brahman again. So at that time, the thieves encourage to recite mantra. At that time, Brahman said, it is not right time. When the time is right, I have to recite. But now planet in the sky is different. So I cannot recite. So at that time, the thieves thought, oh, this Brahman is very tricky, not simple. So they harm Brahman, beat them. So Brahman was dead. So at that time, two group of thieves, they fight each other. And after that, some group get wealth. So Bodhisattva following Brahman, so he saw some people's dead body, Brahman's dead body. Bodhisattva continued to follow them. Finally, only 2% left with a lot of wealth. So they become hungry. So at that time, one person said, I will take care of this wealth. You find the food. Okay, I will find the food. So the other one trying to get the food. So the other one waiting with a knife. So who trying to get the food? Later he get the food. Put poison into the food. So one take a food, eat the food because of poison was dead. The other one harmed by knife. So the other one with the knife. So 2% were dead. So Bodhisattva follow. Finally, Bodhisattva gained all wealth. So all was dead. So in this case, what the Bodhisattva have is upaya kosana, knowing the way, being clever about the ways. So this kind of knowledge is very important, which is called upaya kosana. So if you want to get something, so you need to know the way, you need to know causes. So you can learn those in the Janaka, how Bodhisattva is clever. There are many examples. So can solve many problems. When we read those things, we may be able to increase our knowledge. Something. So Bodhisattva is differently doing. So by knowing others' mind, so something Bodhisattva knew. So like a few examples. So one time, Vipassanā Kosala, he has many ministers. One minister is very good for him. So but other people said, so this minister is not good. So not have a good mind. It is your enemy, not your friend. Because of this, how to say, slander speech, right? Because of slander speech, the Vipassanā confused about that one. Actually, he is a friend, but because of other people's saying, like an enemy. So sometimes we confuse in this way. So another time for the Bodhisattva, the Devadatta to be approach Bodhisattva. To learn education, Bodhisattva don't want to teach. By seeing condition, this one not have a friendship, have an enemy. So because of this, didn't give education. But Devadatta to be approached Bodhisattva's mother, taking care mother. So because of Devadatta to be knew, Bodhisattva will listen mother's saying. Because of supporting mother, so mother told the Bodhisattva, please give education, like that. So mother didn't know the situation of a friendship, the situation of enmity. So only Bodhisattva know. So there are some teaching for the Vipassanā Kosala. So some situation, for example, if you say joke, so they will not laugh easily, like that. This is although you have a good joke, good saying, or showing a good ability, someone not laugh or not smile. So this is a kind of sign which is a condition of enmity. As a king, need to know. So when you see directly, he may look away, but when you be back, he may see back you, something like that. So those conditions mentioned. So because of this, when we read Janaka stories, Bodhisattva use a lot of knowledge, especially Upaya Kosana, being clever about the ways. So most of the problem, they have signs, they have ways. So knowledgeable person may know those signs, those ways. So we should learn from the Jatakas. So I have heard in a young time what my father said. So as a monastic student, we all are monastic students. So his teacher in their time asked older students, maybe like 18, 19, so will you disrobe or will you go to ordained life? If someone want to disrobe, the teacher teaches Jataka stories. In those times, not many books. Everything have to write down on the blackboard. So long writing. They have to read the stories. So the teacher and disciple is very tired. Cannot learn much because they don't have a book. Only teacher may have a book. So, but students not have a book. In our younger time, we didn't learn, but we saw just a wooden board. We have to write on. So in our time, didn't use. But in our time, we use similar to this iPad, but it is a stone. So half the teacher writes, the other half we write. After finishing, we memorize it and wash away. For the next day, the teacher have to write down all students' stone. So in this way, we have to learn. So Yeah, if someone wants to disrobe, need to learn Jatakas. In a Jataka, there are many living stories about the king, about the traders, about the Brahmins, about the farmers. So many cases may show how to solve problems, how to survive. So if someone wants to ordain, the teacher teach name Abhidhamma, like that Abhidhamma. So different education for the disrobed one, for the ordained one. So we have heard from the people before us. Okay, so now time is up. We should stop our teaching, learning about the wisdom. We will continue next week. Now we will give time for the question, so you can ask whatever question. After listening your question, I will know whether or not I can answer. This is no omniscient one's invitation.
Pāramī said off. So just now I listened to Sayadaw Dhamma talk that so Bodhisattva he need to be skillful in the mundane, skillful the education and also super mundane education. He need to skillful in both. So it means he need to learning all the skillful in the job and education, other education. So how about the ordained person? Like a bhikkhu, can the bhikkhu, beside of learning Tipitaka, can he learning about the science, about the medical, and about all these social things?
So any education is useful if you know how to use. But in the Buddha's dispensation, there is a special education like learning psychic powers. For example, if you have a psychic power, you can see many past lives. If you have a divine eye, you can see Deva realm, Brahma realm. So this education is very high. So only can mostly we get within Buddha's dispensation. So in the same way, like a Vipassanā, the way of thinking, the way of reflecting can reduce defilements. It is very important. So if we have a lot of defilements, so nothing is useful. Because of this, in the Buddha's dispensation, learning those jhanas, psychic powers, Vipassanā, it is very important. So the other educations only cause and effect within one life. So seem to be easier to get if we think according to time. So result also different, very different. Benefits also very different. Because of this, as a monk, as a bhikkhu, in the Buddha's dispensation, we should learn those jhanas, psychic powers, silas, Vipassanā.
But is that mantra is a sound that invoke the deities of power. Do the Buddha teach and use the mantra and allows monk bhikkhu to use mantra?
Usually mantra is started to Buddha's teaching. So in the past, so they use for the beneficial things, later change to use unbeneficial things also. So there are a few mantras like Khanda Sutta. It is a Deva Mandan Garanviya. Deva's mantra. So to be free from the danger of poisonous creatures, especially. So those mantra, we may call it soda, but it is similar to mantra. So we can use, especially for the bhikkhus. So even in the Modasa, before doing something, before writing book, what benefit they hope to be free from danger, to be healthy, to finish kusala job. So usually, traditionally, no aim to get gains, not trying to hope with a greed, just to be free from danger, just to be healthy, just to finish wholesome jobs. It is traditionally wishing, reciting some chanting, you may say mantra. So we will do sharing now. Idame Paññā,
Idame Paññā,
Nirvānasa,
Nirvānasa,
Paccaya,
Hodu,
Hodu, Mama Paññā
Bhagaṃ,
Sabbāsatanam,
Sabbāsatanam,
Bhājami, Te Sabe,
Te Sabe,
Me Samam, Paññā
Bhagaṃ,
Lavantu, Sadhu, Sadhu, Sadhu.